Hey guys, so today our topic is unequal in influence, and our devotional comes from Acts 9:21 through 23, and it says, Then all who heard were amazed, but Saul increased all the more in strength, and confounded the Jews who dwelt in Damascus, proving that this Jesus is the Christ. Now after many days were passed, the Jews plotted to kill him. So what's the background of what's going on here is that Saul went around preaching the word of preaching the gospel after he was converted, after his trial, and he was influencing the people in the area of Damascus, the people in the area of Damascus. And so what he was doing was he was influencing them, he was encouraging them, he was lifting them up. But at the same time, he had a negative impact on the Jews and the Pharisees and the other leaders of the church. Well, not necessarily the Christian church, but the church at the time. And he had a negative impact on them. And they hated him. They disliked him so much that they wanted to kill him. And this goes in hand with our unequal in influence. Sometimes in our lives, we have people who we influence greatly. And we may not know it. We may know it 100% that we're influencing these people. You know, it would be like parents with a child. You know, sometimes they think subconsciously that they're not affecting that child by the words and their actions that they say on a daily basis, but then they see it in the long run. They see it later in life, in their preteens and their teen years, where they've developed habits and such. And we need to know that influence is a curious thing, you know. Even though we make some kind of impact on nearly everyone around us, you know, we also need to recognize that our level of influence is not the same with everyone. You know, if a good example would be, you know, if you go over to your friend's house, order their siblings around. You know, if your friend is older than their siblings, or if they have a dog or something, tell that dog to go or to come or to go or to sit or something like that. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to have the same effect because you don't have the same level of influence over that person, or over that creature or that animal or the people that you're around. And you know, that's not good, or that's not bad, or that's not good. You know, that's just how it works out between your relationships that you have with people. You know, a lot of times in ministry, some leaders are going to think your ideas are a joke, and some leaders are going to take you seriously. You know, and the important thing to remember is that, you know, even if your leader sometimes doesn't see eye to eye with you, the important thing to do is to remain in unity with them, so that you can later affect other people and you can later influence other people who come down the line, who maybe will have similar expectations, similar ideas, similar situations as yourself. So today, I think, let's see, we have share the gospel with 3 people, and this is great because this is showing you where your level of influence is. Sometimes, if in your life you've influenced someone for a long time and you have a great level of influence with them, and you share the gospel with them for the first time, they may come to Christ right away. But if you share the gospel with someone that you have little to no influence with, the great thing is you're doing your job, and God will intervene and He will make a way because you've done your part. And so even if you feel like you have zero influence, you feel like you're not doing your part because you're saying, God, why can't I bring anybody to Christ? You know, I'm sharing the gospel with so many people. I'm doing what you asked me to do. I'm praying for people. You know, I'm praying for the nations. I'm ministering on the streets. It's okay, because God has that level of influence that you may not have right now in your life, in your ministry. And so the objective is to not want to see the immediate results, but to chase after God continually. Don't chase after results. Don't chase after glory. Don't chase after numbers. It's never been about that. The only thing that it's ever been about is sharing the love of Christ, sharing what He's done for you in your life, and why you love Christ, and why you believe that Christ saved or that Christ died for you on the cross, you know, and your level of influence may be 0, but I guarantee you God's level of influence is 100%. He will move who He wills to move. He will move who He calls to the ministry. And don't feel bad, don't feel disappointed, don't feel bummed out that, you know, maybe sometimes a lot in your life, nobody moves when you speak to them. Nobody feels that, you know, you're a great preacher, or you're a great evangelist or anything like that. It's not about being a great person. It's about being the person who is being obedient in Christ. So that's our little devotional for the day. And again, 3 people if you can. If you can't, then I want you to do at least 1 person. And that's pretty much it for the day. I think we're on day 28 now. We got a little over 10 days left. 12 days? 12 days total, I think. Yeah, so, but man, we're almost there, guys. We're 2/3 of the way there, you know, and you know, God's surely got great things in store for us. So stay strong and keep fighting the good fight. All right, see you guys.